Hello cuties! For today's creation, we are making another lounge set, and this time in purple. I'm using the soft purple fabric and I feel really happy working with this color again. Purple always calm and pretty at the same time. It has this soft look but still stand out so nicely. Depending on the light, it looks lighter or deeper, and I really like that about it. It feels playful, soft, and little elegant all together. I chose purple this time because the last purple piece I made turned out really nice. If you remember, it was the asymmetrical style. The one came out so well, and I really enjoyed how it looked in the end. So this time, I feel excited to work in purple again, but in a different style. Same color family, but with a softer and more relaxed look. So with this whole fabric we have here, I start by folding it to the length I want for the pants. I want them long, loose, and comfortable, so facing it in the mirror helps me the exact length that I prefer. Once I'm happy with it, I lay the fabric flat on the table and start cutting. Then I set aside the leftover fabric because we are going to use it later for the top. Next, I fold the fabric again to separate both sides of the legs. Since this fabric is very soft and flowy, it moves a lot while working with it, so I just take my time here and make sure both sides are even before cutting. A little patience really helps with soft fabric like this. And here we have my pajama pants again. If you remember the last DIY lounge set, the beige one mixed with gray, it's the same pajama pants I use as my guide. It works really well for me when I want this loose and relaxed shape. I place it on the top of the folded fabric and draw around it. I still leave sewing allowance all around because I want the finished pants to stay loose, easy, and comfortable to wear. Then I cut it out. And now, here are our pieces for the legs. Now let's go back to the fabric we set aside earlier. There's still a lot left, but we only need enough for the top. I cut the length I need first, then measure the width and make small marks before drawing a line and cutting away the extra fabric we don't need. Since the fabric is folded, this measurement works for both sides of the top. After cutting, I left the top layer unfolded. Then, do the same with the bottom layer, making everything even so we can start shaping it. For this part, I intentionally keep the front piece on the top layer and the back piece underneath. The back is based mostly on the front shape, but I make a small difference in the neckline, just enough to give it a softer shape at the back. Folding the fabric like this makes measuring easier for me. For every measurement, I also fold the measuring tape in half to keep both sides even. I measure shoulder to shoulder, neck to shoulder, neckline depth, and armhole. Then mark everything before drawing the lines. Once the shape is ready, I cut it. For the front hem, I leave it as straight as it is. Then for the back, I curve it and make it a little lower than the front. It's only a little curve right now, but later, it becomes more visible once the ruffle is attached. And now, here is our front piece and back piece ready. And speaking of ruffles, these two long panels I'm holding right now are for the ruffles. They are very long, and I already know they are going to create a lot of fullness once gathered. That's what I want for this top. Soft and fluffy, but still balanced. I want the ruffle detail to stand out without overpowering the whole style. Now that everything is ready, let's start sewing. I begin with the pants first. I sew the inseam for both legs. Then once both sides are done, I join them together. Even at this stage, the pants already look so comfortable, loose and flowy. I also prepared the waistband and the elastic garter. For the waistband panel, I join the short edges together, then fold it in half and sew along it. Once that's done, I lay it flat on the table and check the elastic. The garter still fits perfectly inside. Before putting the garter in, I attach the waistband to the pants first, sewing it around from the top. Then once it's attached, the garter goes inside. I join the ends of the garter first. After that, I fold the front side of the waistband so it closes neatly, then sew across the front. Sewing from the front helps me keep the line straighter, and this way works really well for me. And just like that, our pants are ready. And for the top, I simply join the front and back pieces together at the shoulders and sides. Very simple and easy. Then it's time for the ruffles. For this part, I take my time sewing both long edges first. Then I gathered all the fullness little by little until the ruffle matches the measurements of the top hem. Once the gathers look even, I attach the ruffle to the hem of the top. And here it is all together. Now the full top is finished. And here is our purple matching set. A DIY pair of loose square pants with a ruffle top. I really love how soft and relaxed this one feels. The pants are wide and comfortable, and the top feels light with the ruffle adding movement at the bottom. Together they feel easy to wear, soft, flowy, and comfortable. The purple makes everything feel even softer. It gives the whole set such a calm and pretty look. And I'm really happy with how it comes together. It feels simple, but the ruffle detail adds something special to it. Comfortable enough for relaxing, but still pretty enough to wear out. I always enjoy seeing fabric turn into something wearable, and this purple set is such a fun one to make. Thank you so much for being here and sewing with me today. See you on the next one!